First of all, thank you to all candidates for running very successful and engaging campaigns over the last few weeks. You've all done a great job. I will be releasing the full results, including specific tabulations for the different rounds, quite shortly, just in a few minutes following my announcement. And the full disclosure results will be announced within the next 10 days. So without further ado, congratulations to the new Student Programs Officer, Karina Gabriel.
And on that note, we will go to our motion to de-ratify the 2017-2018 Council. So I will look for a mover and a seconder. Councillor Eklund and Matthews. Okay. Great. Are there any objections to Councillor Brutza? You object to? Sorry? Oh, well, if he's not here, then tough luck. We're going to continue on with this motion. Does anyone have any objections to the de-ratification? All right. All those in favor of de-ratifying the 2017-2018 Council? Stick them up. Okay, that's majority. Thank you very much. And 2017-2018 Council, you are now officially de-ratified. Thank you for a great year this year. Okay. We will now move on to the appointment of the 2018-2019 USC auditors. I will look for a mover and a seconder for this motion. Councillor Rocchese, and a seconder, Councillor Adair. Thank you. Any objections to this motion to appoint Peace Waterhouse Coopers as the auditors? No? Okay, we will move to vote on this motion. Oh, sorry, it's placard voting. Forgot you guys don't have clickers yet. So all those in favor of the motion to appoint the USC auditors? Do I have to actually take it down? Or just like... Okay, that's majority. Thank you. That motion passes. Moving on to our next motion, the ratification of the incoming USC Board of Directors. I will look for a mover and a seconder for this motion. Councillor Campbell and Councillor Dinesi. Any objections to this motion? No? Okay. Any objections to this motion? Great. We'll just vote by placards just to make sure all those in favor of the motion. Okay. That's majority. Thank you. That motion passes. Okay, moving on to our standing committee chair elections. So before we start this, I just want to ask if there are any other candidates who did not talk to Liz today and want to nominate themselves for one of these chair positions. Yeah, anyone? No? Everyone's good? Okay. With that, do you have the... Oh, yeah. I'll look for a mover and a seconder for this motion. Councillor Vezina and then Councillor Ma. Thank you. And so then the advocacy chair can... Election first. Okay, so we'll begin with the student experience election. So we have 3 candidates for the position of chair. We have Councillor Barroso, Councillor Campbell, and Councillor Dinesi. So each candidate will have 2 minutes to make a speech to council. You can come up to the podium, and we'll begin with Councillor Barroso. it's a, yeah, preferential. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Thanks. Hello? Okay. Good afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Victoria. I'm a second-year student in biology and served on the USC this past year as a science counselor, and I'm excited to be back at AGM with a group of excited new counselors to work alongside in the coming year. Throughout my term this past year, I served as a member of the Student Experience Standing Committee and participated in reviewing the Peer Support Center, USC Accessibility, as well as Charity Ball. It was the experience of evaluating both the student as well as service-facing sides of these services that has led me to run for the position, which will allow me to facilitate this discussion as a senior leader on this team. While we conducted some very successful reviews this past year, which allowed us to provide effective student feedback directly to the individuals who could go about implementing the student voice in their areas of expertise, there is a lot of room for improvement. I have experienced firsthand why this committee was successful, and in seeing this, understand where we can improve within our internal structure, as well as the way to go about reaching out to the leaders of these campus groups. Western is recognized for having the best student experience among many competitive universities. However, if we are not actively criticizing the components of our school which comprise this experience, then we are doing a disservice to the diverse groups of students that fill this campus. As chair of this committee, I hope to collaborate with other counselors as well as the incoming SPO to continue to critically analyze the services we feel as a committee could benefit from the input of the students they serve. I also hope to use my experience over the term of this past year to assist in new initiatives and opportunities that may present themselves over the course of the year. I'm approachable, passionate, and experienced in this role and hope to demonstrate this as the chair of the Student Experience Standing Committee in the upcoming year. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will have Councillor Campbell.
Members of Council, my name is Ann Campbell, and I'm a proud social science counselor. I look forward to proving to you today why I'm so invested in the Western student experience, and that I will do everything in my power to ensure that we push for innovation and inclusion in order to continue to have the best student experience in Canada. So I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and so in September of this year, I stepped onto campus for the first time and didn't know a soul. However, as O Week progressed, it became apparent that I was going to be a part of something bigger than myself and found myself quickly integrating into the Western community. This year, I've been proud to represent first-year students and my residents on the Social Science Student Council, as well as first-year students with the Political Science Student Association. I am one of the proud students at Western that will wholeheartedly support the best student experience in Canada. And I believe that that is why I have been able to form such strong connections in London. But with that being said, I feel as though there is a portion of the student body that has been left behind. Through many discussions with my constituents and friends, we as student leaders need to continue to create an environment in which individuals who don't identify with the traditional Western stereotype feel just as represented through every aspect of Western life. If elected for the position of chair, my fresh perspective in regards to student experience would serve as an advantage in order to bring innovation and inclusion to policymaking. My collaborative and teamwork-based leadership style would encourage differing approaches and perspectives to motions set forward in order to create policies that address a wide variety of student interests. So if elected to be your chair, know that my passion and determination will drive our committee to produce results that push the status quo. Thank you.
And lastly, we will have Councillor Danesi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Peter Danesi, science counselor. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit of my experience that I have sort of chairing committees. So I currently serve as the cultural outreach coordinator with the London Greek community, which is not affiliated with Western. But in that capacity, what I essentially do is act as the main liaison between the sort of administrative body and this group of educational instructors. And I chair their meetings, create the agenda. So I have experience with all that kind of like administrative stuff involved with the position. Yesterday at the mock council training, I actually got the opportunity to pretend to be the chair of the Governance and Finance Standing Committee, where we brought to council a wonderful motion to basically get rid of the president's salary and redistribute it amongst the councillors. We actually tabled this, so I don't know, Toby, Mitch. We'll see where that goes next year. From a student experience point of view, most of my experience from student experience, has come from a delivery standpoint, mostly with the orientation program. What I'm really interested in, though, is the opportunity to be able to approach it from a review and auditing standpoint, which is really what the Student Experience Committee is about. I've consulted Grace, the outgoing chair of the committee, and I've familiarized myself with the program review procedures and what actually kind of needs to be done. In terms of what I'd like to review, even though it's not up to me, I think personally the income tax clinic would be a really good thing to review, just because it gets away from these kind of big event approaches and is kind of at the core of what the USC does, which is services that directly benefit students that they might not otherwise be able to access. And just as a side anecdote, I kind of talked to the SPO candidates. I just asked them out of curiosity, what do you want to see reviewed? And the most frequent answers were the Peer Support Center and Charity Ball, which were reviewed last year. But I would definitely look forward to working with the SPO and the other people on my committee to sort of come to a consensus, and I think my past experience gives me the capacity to do that. So thank you.
Okay. At this point, all right, at this point, ballots will be distributed, and then, yes. Yeah, so all of your main motion voting, all the clickers, it's all recorded, and then if somebody requests to see it, they have access to it. And then, of course, any of the placard voting is also through the live stream. Okay, great. And just before we move on, before I forget to do this, I just want to thank Jana, Aaron, and Mac for running the microphones earlier. That was really greatly appreciated. So, thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to Advocacy Chair. Congratulations to Councillor Teja, who is acclaimed as the Chair of Advocacy. And then for Governance and Finance, congratulations to Councillor Ma, who is also acclaimed. Okay. Oh, Liz will be emailing you on Monday, all those who were successful in their positions. Okay, moving on to our next motion. The standing resolution of Council Governance Manual, and I will look for a mover and a seconder of this motion. Councillor Baldwin and Councillor Lawler. Councillor Baldwin, would you like to speak to this motion? No, Councillor Lawler. Okay. Okay, are there any questions regarding this motion? No, seeing none, we will enter debate regarding this motion. If there is no debate. Oh, yeah. Yes. Would you like to? Councillor Macaulay. Any further debate? Okay, seeing none, we will call to question on this motion. With placards. So all those in favor of this motion, please raise your placard. Okay, yes, that is majority. Thank you, and that motion passes. Okay, that is the end of our 4 action items. Is there anything anyone would like to bring to the floor for discussion? Okay, seeing none, I will look for a mover and a seconder to terminate the meeting. Councillor Vezina and Councillor Raja. Thank you very much, and congratulations on completing your first meeting as a council.
Can members of the new USC executive please meet me where I'm talking back here by the sweaters? Thank you.